How's everybody doing today? Oh, please hit that like button right now to show your support for the channel, and hit that alert button so when you know I get the new contest posted out there. So I wanted to give a kind of a hack right now for some quick trauma healing and or raising your vibration. I'm going to do many more of these videos, but it's a little trick that is very, very helpful. And I remember practicing this many, many, many years ago to learn how to shift myself out of a very anxious state of things. But first thing I want to do is I want to point out a simple exercise to break up like chi stagnation in the chest and things. So when you're getting really anxious and you're freaking out and you got a lot of anxiety, you want to focus in, taking a deep breath, over exaggerate the lungs, like overly fill it out, and again, over exaggerate the ha sound. So overfill the lungs. As soon as you start doing this, you're breaking up anxiety. And the ha sound's really good at opening up the heart. That's why you laugh. You know, they say that, that laughter heals. Well, it literally does, because it opens up your heart center and it breaks up anxiety. So that's the first thing you do. You can do that up to 15 to 20 times. Really, like I say, over exaggerate that ha. But the other exercise, and that's to center yourself. You see your mind getting all calm and peaceful. You get a little bit of lightheadedness. That's a great sign of everything starting to break up, and you feel yourself centered more often right after that. So this exercise, it's like a quick hack, we'll call it. So usually we get so stressed out about circumstances and all the things that have gone wrong in our reality, right? So we want to pay attention to the things that we're seeing that we've gone wrong, but we want to start shifting it more into a positive light. And if anything, I actually do want you to take a peek at the video where it comes to worthiness I'm about to post, or I already have posted on here. But the other thing is with this hack, it's like what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes. You start visualizing something that makes you feel good. So I was very sick once upon a time, and I had a lot of food allergies. I could barely eat anything, so I started praying over my food, and this is the last ditch effort I thought before I was going to be on my way out. Many years ago, I thought I was going to be dying and everything, because I couldn't eat food anymore. So I started praying, and the last thing I had to do was doing healing through belief and things like that. I started researching mysticism, I started researching healing through belief, all the physics, metaphysics behind it. I didn't believe in it, but you know what, I thought, well, what else do I have to do? I got plenty of time to look into it, and this is the exercise I started implementing. I started focusing in, visualizing with my eyes closed. I would see something that made me feel good. And I was in a very anxious state. So I would have to shift that in a more positive light by looking at something that made me feel good. And that had to do with a cat, my cat Shiloh. It could be something different for you, but I'm just going to give you my example. Shift it into a light that makes more sense for you, and everyone's going to be unique. So it could be a dog, for instance. Animals are like the go-to, but it could be something else. It could be you flying in a plane. So what it is I would visualize my cat Shiloh, my Savannah cat, visualize it in my mind. I love this cat more than anything, and I would see myself in my mind petting her, okay? I would be rubbing her belly, I would go over, start rubbing her behind her ears, and I would really connect to how this made me feel inside. Because as soon as I would get around her, I would feel so good, and she would jump on my lap and things like that. So I would even imagine that. Look, it knows no different. Your mind operates as, it turns on the same and activates the same different regions if you act it out in physical reality or if you just imagine it in your imagination center. Well, this is interesting to ponder. So when you have things that you want to start doing, and if you learn how to stay in a positive sense, you use this exercise of visualizing yourself and extend it out to 5, 10 minutes. See how long you can sustain this. So I'm like example, like rubbing the cat, rubbing my cat Shiloh's belly. I'm feeling her purr. The more I'm sensitizing myself to feeling and connecting, I want to see the colors. I want to see what it looks like. I want to see her move. The more I practice this, the more actually my imagination center started taking over, and I literally felt vibration and things like that. It made my heart like sing, if that makes sense. It made me feel so good. And I would practice this, the first day for like 5, 10 minutes, or I do it right before I eat to put myself in a positive state of mind to eat the food. Because I would be always stressed out whether the food was going to make me sick or not. Because I developed like an OCD when it came to food, because the food, I had reactions to it. So it just amplified my stress level and burned out my adrenals and things like that from putting myself in a fight or flight stasis state when I would eat. So when I'm doing all of the positive visualizations, I'm setting myself up. Plus I started praying on top of that. But what it is when I did this simple exercise, First day was 5 minutes, next day was 10 minutes, and then I would get lost. I would do 15 minutes the next day, 20 minutes the next. I would be so utterly happy, and then I started shifting around besides the cat exercise and to do other things. But this is a quick way to put yourself in a very positive state. So when you're out there doing your job, or you're out there at work, or you're out there in a stressful situation, you want to focus in on this feeling, get it reproduced in your mind, where if you just simply think of that thing, it'll put you back to that state. But again, sometimes you want to do that dropping ha sound to clear yourself, then do it. And you can do it real subtly too. When you're at work, it's, we do this naturally anyway. The body will just, we fight it, we get into tension. Eventually our body will do that naturally, but you want to take more control of this. Next thing you know, when you do that little simple exercise of connecting and seeing yourself, visualizing yourself into that, you can be able to put yourself really fast, really back into that state of mind. It's a great little hack. So if you haven't already done so, please hit the like button and make some comments. I'm always curious to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very, very soon. Okay?